Alright, let's see if this thing is working. Let's see. Let me view my stream real quick. Turn the volume down. Okay. Alright, seems like it's working. Alright, check this out. On today's show, we're going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff on today's show. So, get your popcorns ready. Do all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So look, on today's show, we're going to talk about what's going on with the whole R. Kelly situation. We're going to talk about the Centoya Brown situation, and my phone is vibrating. And we're going to talk about, MGTOW, and we're going to talk about what Shea Butter Twitter and the Black feminist movement is gearing up to do. And watch everything I talk about in this stream come to fruition. Now, what I want to show you guys and tell you guys also is that I'm shooting from the hip. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just chopping up this good old game. I'm just letting you know what the fuck is going on. So, let's get into it. So, starting off with the Centoya Brown. Is that her name? Centoya Brown? Hold on, hold on. Let me check if that's her name. This one and two. Yes, her name is Centoya Brown. Okay, just making sure. Now, oh fuck. Hold on. Oh, hey, shout outs to my boy Marwan Tomodachi, aka Mind Over Matter TV. We got some good shit to chop up on tonight's show. Hold on. Well, today's show. We got tonight's show coming too. I'm gonna do the Player Talk Radio on tonight's show, but I'm just checking to see what's going on. So hold on, let me catch up to my live stream. All right, so on today's show, we're gonna be talking about the Centoya Brown situation, which was a young girl who was 15, and she was prostituting, and she ended up sleeping with a trick that she lied. Like, her lawyers, she lied. Like, I know her lawyers told her to say this shit. So, now in the media, what we have is, we have this thing where people want to blame the pimping, and they want to blame sex trafficking and all these other things as variables and accessories to these crimes that Centoya Brown and R. Kelly and, you know what I'm saying, and what's the other one? There's some more shit that's going on today. They want to blame it on pimping and sex trafficking. And what I'm here to let you know is that ain't none of that shit pimping or sex trafficking. And the fucked up part is that, and we're going to talk about the Me Too movement, and we're going to talk about MGTOW. We're going to talk about the feminist movement, and we're going to talk about what these fake black feminists are going to be doing. Because, see, they won't let it go. See, a white woman will let it go. So we're going to get into that game. And, oh yeah, I'm going to make a lot of friends on today's live stream, my nigga. So, let's get into this whole Centoya Brown situation. She had this excuse that she was sex trafficked at 15. When we know nowadays kids are acting a little bit more older than what they should be. They've always acted more older than what they should be. But nowadays it's more prominent because you have things like the internet and things like that. And we're going to do a show on how the internet has ruined bitches. I think I did a radio stream about it, but we're going to do a live show about how the internet has ruined these bitches. And how the internet and their ego really don't mix. And it works for some women, but it don't work for all women. But we're going to get into that game. We got hella game to chop up. It's Player Talk TV. If you got any questions, you can email me at playertalktv@gmail.com, or you can email me at playertalkradio@gmail.com. Now, with the Centoya Brown situation, we have a woman who was prostituting, and she is the prostitute for a nigga, some weird ass pimp name. I don't even know if he's a pimp or if he's real, for real, because this was 15 years ago, because she's 30 now, and she's been granted clemency, which means that she's going to be released from jail maybe like August, mid-August or some shit like that. And she killed this trick that ended up being an ex-military nigga that, you know, was a marksman and had like guns and shit like that. But, you know, they were like cool. And you know, I know these two people know each other because the trick fell asleep. I don't know any trick that falls asleep with no prostitute in the room. So he was comfortable around her, basically. What I want to say is that when he fell asleep, she had her own gun. They said she was sent in there with her own gun. She had her own gun and shot this nigga in the back of the head. You understand what I'm saying? Shot this nigga in the back of the head. So there wasn't no threat posed or anything like that. She's a cold-blooded killer. She's a killer. And the thing about it is, the crazy part is that she is painting herself as a sex victim. You understand what I'm saying? And if a nigga is asleep, he can't do shit to you. And you shoot him in the back of the head, that's capital murder. That's cold-blooded murder. That's murder, nigga. That's murder, bruh. That's red rum murder, bruh. That's murder with intent, my nigga. You understand what I'm saying? So peep the game. She killed this nigga in cold blood, but wanted to paint herself as a sex victim. Because she said, see, people are so dumb and naive to the game. She said that she was being sold to him. And the wording on that, being sold to him, bitch, how the fuck you being sold to somebody? You wasn't being sold to him. You was tricking. No, my bad. See, and that's the thing. The terms get mixed up. He was tricking, and you saw a lick, and you end up killing this nigga. And after you end up killing this nigga, you end up taking his money, maybe another gun, his car, and bounced. At 15. Who the fuck does that at 15, my nigga? Who ain't on some bullshit? You cold-bloodedly killed this nigga. And I understand, like the whole growth between the shit. Because 15 years ago, let's chop up some game, y'all. 15 years ago, you're not gonna be the same motherfucker. You're not gonna be the same motherfucker. But there's traces of that same motherfucker still left in you. So when she gets out, I guarantee you she gonna get locked up again. She either gonna kill another motherfucker or she gonna get caught up in some shit. Because at the tender age of 15, you don't have no real life experience to pull from. You have to understand the process of being locked up. When you out here in the world, you go crazy, you get locked up. Then you realize there's a whole world in there. You gotta conform. It's a self-reflecting period. Sometimes you niggas, jail is one of them places where it's like you get a chance to sit down and think. You know what I'm saying? Or if you go to sleep and wake up, you're like, damn, last night was real. I'm in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Or some type of shit. Anywho, jail is one of them places, nigga, where you have to sit up there and reflect back on yourself. And not too many people reflect back on themselves. Some people, they look at it and be like, yo, damn, I fucked up doing whatever. Next time I'm gonna be more smarter. Or sometimes they brush shoulders with motherfuckers that got locked up for the same shit, and that motherfucker give them some game to do it a little bit more smarter when they get out. Because a lot of these motherfuckers know that when they get out and they conform back to when they try to, get comfortable back into society or whatever, or, take their place in society, a lot of them realize they're not going to get a job. There ain't no way of no living or whatever, so you have no choice in their mind but to do, you know, what you said you were going to do a little bit smarter this time around. So she gonna do some shit. She gonna get fucked up when she come out. But this is what I think is gonna happen though. And we're gonna talk about the Me Too movement and where they play a role in all of this stuff now. Because they taking credit for freeing this young lady. And it's just so much game to chop up on tonight's show. So basically, let's get back to the premise. You have a girl that said she was sex trafficked, which I find hard to believe, because if there was any real pimping involved, you will know if you jumping from pimp to pimp to pimp to pimp. She was not sex trafficked, y'all. She was trying to hit a lick. The dude was a trick. And how they use the wording to warp y'all little minds and become game goofy about what was really going on is she was saying she was being sold to the guy. See, saying I'm being sold to the guy sounds like sex trafficking and shit is going on. Ain't no motherfucking sex trafficking going on, bitch. That's a trick. He paid for some sex, fell asleep around your dumb ass. You got up in cold blood and killed this nigga. You shot this nigga in the back of the head while he was sleeping. The coroner said you know what I'm saying? The brush rooms and the gunpowder was, you know, within, you know, a couple of inches of this nigga's head. So you damn near put the barrel to the joint, probably closed their eyes and boom, killed the nigga. Cold-blooded murder. Ain't no way around it. So now, what the Me Too movement is doing is they're kind of, you know, when did these motherfuckers start giving a fuck about black women? That's what the fuck I want to know. Because check this out. We're going to talk about that shit. But we're going to talk about that bullshit right now. And the bullshit right now is we have surviving R. Kelly in this whole R. Kelly situation. And we have black women try to run this whole narrative of black men being rapey and all of this other shit, right? We're going to tie this back in with the Toya Brown situation. And, you know, they're talking about it's toxic masculinity and black men are gay and all this other shit. And I told y'all on the show, you be wary about bitches that be talking about toxic masculinity and intersectionality and integration and all of these, you know, these little political terms. Because usually when women become this political figure, she goes all the way left with it. And that's why a lot of them turn into like feminists, fake ass feminists, because there's no such thing as a black feminist. Black women have no business being feminists. So that's a red flag right there when she talks about that stuff. The only time you should really listen to a black woman when she's talking about feminism and things like that is if she understands the game and the trick that's being ran on her. Because a lot of these bitches don't really understand the tricks and the game that's being ran on them. This is why black men right now are having this huge talking point for black women, because we have to deprogram the sisters from the bullshit that they feed into. Because they believe that we're on some bullshit when they're on some bullshit. And for real, niggas are on some bullshit. But to realize how they are on some bullshit, all you really need to do is just look at history. And history has repeated itself. And when you understand the contents of history, you can understand where society and different mini, you know, societies are at today. When it comes to the life and the game and the ism and things like that. Then when it comes to the square world. Then when it comes to, you know, being politically correct. Then when it comes to black YouTube. Then when it comes to, you know, different things that are going on in the diaspora of what you want to look for on the internet, on your timeline, on TV, in your real life, whatever. So what I'm saying is that, you know, you got to look how different sides of the game is being played and manipulated. Now, what I want to talk about is the Me Too movement. When Centoria Brown gets out of jail, I believe the Me Too movement is going to rally behind her, but they're not going to rally behind her for long. You might hear stories about her every once in a while, but it's not going to be for long. It's all fake. It's all for show. Now, Lifetime aired this show or the series called Surviving R. Kelly. And we're going to talk about the R. Kelly situation. And we're going to tie it back into the Centoria Brown situation. Now, let's talk about Lifetime's bitch ass. Let's talk about Lifetime's bitch ass, alright? Lifetime, y'all some motherfuckers, man. Y'all some motherfuckers, man. Quit the games, bro. Quit the fucking games. Bro, see, it's a difference if you just now hear about this shit, and it's a difference if you've actually lived through this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Lifetime never played black movies. They rarely, back in the day, Lifetime rarely ever played black movies. And sisters always watched Lifetime. Let's keep it 100. Sisters always watched Lifetime, but they never really take any of the movies seriously because it was depicting white men and white women, you know, movies, and they were doing, like, white men was doing some rapey shit. Like, these niggas was, like, motherfucking making concoctions and giving these bitches something to drink and shit, and these bitches drink that shit and fucking pass out and shit, and these niggas would be rapey. Like, the nigga would have, like, the David Hasselhoff haircut, the motherfucking Corvette, the dad jeans, and the goddamn Balenciaga shoes, but them joints was, like, old-ass New Balances and shit. The nigga had the old 996s on and shit, and the 993s on and shit. You know what I'm saying? Pulling rape licks. White Zaddy was a motherfucker between the 90s and the early 2000s. Then they started softening up the movies and started making these little Hallmark movies because they were competing with, like, HLN and all those other, you know, home A&E television and shit, all those other home networks and shit. And sisters always will watch Lifetime because Lifetime at one point was used to get white women. Lifetime is a white woman's network. Do you understand that? Lifetime was used to get a lot of women to vote for Hillary, get a lot of women to vote Democrat, get a lot of women to vote, like, and we ain't even getting into politics yet, because if you notice, when a Democrat gets elected, no homo, it's usually a handsome nigga. Whereas if the Republicans get elected, it's usually an ugly motherfucker or you know what I'm saying, some shrewd looking nigga like shit that just wants his own way and all this other stuff. The look has a lot to go with the presidency also. That's very important. That's why I tell these hoes, when you go get a boyfriend or a man or whatever, nigga, you choosing a president. Why would you choose a nigga you not gonna follow or help make it easy with what you got going on? But anyway, that's neither here nor there, nor the price of tea in China. You have to understand, Lifetime was used to scare white women into getting into all these feminist groups, and like, it was used to put. Lifetime is for delusional bitches. Let's just get that out the way. Lifetime is for delusional ass bitches that believe that niggas are that they're in a patriarch, that niggas are rapey and niggas are doing all of this trifling shit a little bit more than what is actually going on. Lifetime is used to stir up fear in a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Lifetime is used to you know what I'm saying, to make that bitch, I don't know, maybe something might happen. Lifetime is used to get bitches to use plausible deniability. Lifetime is used to get broads to to liberate themselves and at the same time be the victim. And black women has absorbed everything that's going on with like Lifetime and the Me Too movement and things like that, because Tarana Burke started the Me Too movement, which is a black lady, and she's gonna get it hijacked from her because they're running test runs in the black community. R. Kelly is a test run. Bill Cosby is a test run. All of these, Tavis Smiley, all of these dudes that's going down to the Me Too movement is a test run. And they test run these movements because the thing is that they have to gauge people's emotional level with what's going on in the world. This is how you make your money, and this is how they have teams of people that do this shit. I don't understand why people feed into this shit. And then when the blogs get it and the narrators get it, it creates great content. So what I'm saying is that, you know, Lifetime has always been used to stir up fake paranoia and fake outrage between women and things that they claim to know about. Because if you know about the R. Kelly story, if you grew up with it, you will realize that at the end of the story is a guilty black woman. At the end of the story, there's a guilty black woman at the root of the end of the story. So with the Centoya Brown situation, she was saying that the reason why she killed this man was because out of paranoia and fear of her pimp, quote unquote, her pimp, which I believe her lawyers told her to say, was why she killed R. Kelly. I said why she killed R. Kelly. Wow, I'm really fucking up on today's show. My bad, y'all. I have a lot going on in my head. So, why she killed that soldier while he was sleeping in the bed. Now, the thing about it is, the reason why she's getting clemency and she wants to get out, black women's argument and thesis statement, their focal point is, or their excuse, is the reason why she killed this man that she quote unquote was being sold to was because out of fear, because she was being raped and sex trafficked and all of this shit, right? And when you look at the R. Kelly situation, the reason why I say there's a guilty black woman at the end of it is because his older sister was touching him and raping him and raping their younger brother. I already got the shows and stuff. All of that shit's coming. I just need to produce it. If you were present on that show, then that's another thing. But I'm gonna put them up. I'm gonna put the live stream up, and I just gotta edit some of the shit. Anywho, the thing is that like, they're not trying to say that's an excuse for R. Kelly to be doing what he's doing. Like, that don't create a monster. So she's telling you that I became a monster because of what happened to me. But R. Kelly, he's guilty. It doesn't matter. See, like I said, black women want to be promiscuous and hoes and shit, but they don't want what come with the lifestyle. Now, in the R. Kelly situation, I'm not trying to defend R. Kelly, because he's a cuck. He's guilty as fuck. Like, that's a whole nother topic. But you have everyone's guilty, basically. Everyone's fucking guilty. The parents are guilty. R. Kelly is guilty. His security is guilty. Aaliyah's mom's guilty. Aaliyah's uncle is guilty. Nigga, the security, his advisors, other people in the music industry. Lock them all up. The parents are guilty because they hoard their children out. They sold their children out. And that leads me to believe that the parents didn't give a fuck about their child. Or maybe come from a background where it's not that much money. That also leads me to believe that the children were already disobedient, naive, stupid, and dumb, and were doing dumb shit in their communities. Make the parents rationalize and be like, you know what, it's better you go off with this nigga. A lot of those mothers, they themselves would fuck R. Kelly. They grew up listening to R. Kelly. And they missed that opportunity. Some of them are married and they got husbands. So they missed their boat. You dig what I'm saying? And all of them parents are guilty because low-key, they wanted their daughters to become pregnant by R. Kelly. And they wanted an anchor baby. Because they knew that anchor baby would guarantee them money for life. At least while they're here. Hell, just the guarantee of money. So what I'm saying is that, you know what I'm saying? The parents are guilty. If you listen to R. Kelly's music and you listen to how graphic his music is, and you listen to what he talks about in his music, you knew. If you knew about Aaliyah, you knew. See, it's only because the bag is drying up. That's why these motherfuckers are actually coming forward. It's only because R. Kelly's bag is drying up. And R. Kelly's bag is drying up because all of his royalties and his music and his and what he's making off the streaming and stuff is going back to Aaliyah's mom. Because the whole Aaliyah situation, R. Kelly was messing with Aaliyah and she was like 15, 16. And R. Kelly was introduced to Aaliyah by her uncle, which was on which owned Black Ground Records, which R. Kelly was signed to Black Ground Records. So I guess they worked out a deal or whatever with the type of music that he had there. And what happened was, R. Kelly is dyslexic, and he, like I said, he's been touched on by his sister, his older sister. And one of the things is, her uncle is a psychologist. So, and I believe he forged the marriage. He forged that marriage that they have. So her uncle is a psychologist. So I guess he kind of knew where R. Kelly was coming from when it comes to his affection that he had for his niece or whatever. And I think R. Kelly and Aaliyah were actually married. And I think R. Kelly, which was smart on R. Kelly's behalf, because the thing is that I think he kind of finessed some type of deal with Owen, the uncle, and the mother. Because the thing is, they weren't supposed to get married, but a lot of people were finding out about R. Kelly and Aaliyah. And the thing is he had to spin it. He had to have some type of legal documentation. So R. Kelly had to marry Aaliyah just to give off the illusion of like, okay, well, you know, when they come up on me and say, okay, she's young, because on the marriage license it says she was 18. And I think she had some type of deal because she was, you know, around R. Kelly all the time. Her uncle set this up. R. Kelly was a star at the time in the 80s and shit. And I think he finessed some type of deal with him though. But I have to look into that. Don't quote me on that. But I'm trying to get together what I want to say about that situation. With the whole R. Kelly and Aaliyah situation, basically, R. Kelly had to marry Aaliyah, which wasn't a part of the plan when it comes to, you know, when it comes to what was supposed to happen in that relationship. There has been reports that members of Aaliyah's family have woken up in the middle of the night going to go look for R. Kelly and Aaliyah's mom and stuff, because, you know, they stayed with R. Kelly sometimes. And they caught Aaliyah, her mom, and R. Kelly having sex at the same time. It happens. So, you know, there's some type of little deal there. But R. Kelly was not supposed to get married to Aaliyah. And he got married to her because the thing is that you have to have legal work, legal papers, documentation. So if he was caught sleeping with her and she was underage, it would be like, okay, this is not my girlfriend. This is not just some random bitch that I'm fucking with. This is my wife. This is past. This is a little bit deeper than what you think. This is past. You know what I'm saying? This is past what you know what I'm saying, what you perceive this to be. So it was smart on his behalf to, so if he goes to court, he shows up with legal documents and things like that. So, but anywho, Aaliyah's mom is getting all his royalties and money from off of his music. So what he has to do is he has to tour to pay his rent. Money's getting tight. You understand what I'm saying? What happens when money get tight? You start cutting bitches off. Yeah, bitch, you weren't doing shit over here anyway. Yeah, you can go home. You cut them hoes off. And this Lifetime thing is a last-ditch effort for them to make some type of money or profit. Those girls are guilty for disobeying their family and for not obeying their parents or calling their parents or whatever, even though their parents hoard them out. And I understand. I'll tell you one thing though, if they are victims, they kind of are victims from both sides. They're victims from their parents hoarding them out. They're victims for doing whatever with R. Kelly, but they wanted to do it anyway. We're not stupid. And then they're victims because they didn't listen to their parents. They wanted to go fuck. And they've been dumb to themselves. Real talk. So what happens is you have this conundrum, but they're guilty because some of those women that R. Kelly was messing with, nigga, the motherfuckers were like 30 and some shit. You know when you a 30-year-old woman licking some underage bitch pussy. Let's just keep it 100. You ain't no victim, bitch. You just as guilty. Don't nobody make you do nothing sexually that you really don't want to do like that. And R. Kelly couldn't have been fucking on them bitches like that. Not 24/7, nigga. You bust 2-3 nuts in a day or in the morning, you good. Till like that night or some shit. Ain't nobody fucking 24/7. Sex ain't even that serious. Sex get played out. You dig? So I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Them girls are fucking guilty too, man. Hanging out with other age bitches, licking pussy and shit. They ain't innocent. They thought that they were gonna get over. They thought that they were gonna get a baby out of R. Kelly or get a little bit further than the next women. Like I told y'all guys on the show, man, never underestimate a woman's ability to practice so much confidence that she believes that she the first motherfucker to do some shit that has been done a million times, bro. That bitch is not doing what's vital to her title. You understand what I'm saying? That her own damn recital, bitch. Like, learn the game, man. I'm trying to teach y'all the game, son. I'm gonna bring you this game, son. I don't understand, son. You gonna get this work, man. So what I'm saying is that, you know what I'm saying? These hoes thought they could get over with their little pussy and shit. Cause at that age, you think you popping. You think your little shit worth more than what the fuck, you know? I know my worth, bitch. You just getting your feet wet. Should've listened to your folks, man. But you're not innocent. The only victims in this situation is R. Kelly's kids, for real, for real. And real victims out here. This is bullshit. You know if you recording with this nigga, if you with this nigga the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Because they're talking about some, oh, well, they were going to get a career. They were going to get all this other shit. Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. So with Lifetime airing this movie, you know, the parents and the kids, they turned up for the cameras. They did all of this other shit, man. People sold out their nieces and nephews and all kinds of shit. R. Kelly was just, you know what I'm saying? Now, common sense will tell you, why don't y'all just sue him? R. Kelly been buying these motherfuckers' families cars, paying their bills. Hell, supporting their families. But when that bag run dry and your daughter fuck up the check, she fumbled the check with her attitude or whatever, real talk. His security guilty. The nigga that vet these bitches out for him is guilty. And at the end of it is a guilty black woman. So y'all can run this rapey black man narrative that y'all trying to run. It's only gonna backfire on you. And what I think the Me Too movement is doing is they're using that as a ploy to say, man, look at these bitches. Because it's all a joke. Like, the joke's on the black woman. Which is sad. She don't even see it. Or maybe she does. And wants to be naive and wants everything to go out on a, you know what I'm saying, with a bang. I thought about that. But we gotta deprogram these girls, man. They're fucking up the community, man. Morally. When you address black women, you addressing the whole black community. But what I'm saying is, they're all guilty, man. If you're gonna lock up R. Kelly, because see, R. Kelly knows he's the face of all this shit. You're gonna lock up Kels, you gotta lock up his sister. You gotta lock up everybody that knew that were accessories to the crime. You gotta do some RICO shit, some racketeering, enforcement, correction, whatever. Nigga. You gotta lock up Aaliyah's uncle. You gotta lock up Aaliyah's mom. You gotta lock up security. You gotta lock up them bitches. You gotta lock up their parents. Especially the mothers. Because they would do it themselves if they had the chance. keep playing games. So let's get into talking about MGTOW and talking about the Me Too movement. What's going on now? Because I'm about to get out of the building. The Me Too movement has got black women in any little bullshit talking point they can come to you within their trick bag. You understand what I'm saying? MGTOW, you're going to hear a lot about MGTOW in 2019 because there's a shift that's coming. And with this shift that's coming, you know, you have to understand that a lot of white feminists... See, I watched the white feminist movement. I really watched the white feminist movement and what they're doing because your sisters are going to just come on. They're only going to come to you with the knockoff. These bitches pull from the same trick bag. They're not original. None of the shit that they're doing is original. They've done this before, but they're just so confident and naive to think that they're the first to do it that they don't even see that niggas are now waking up to the fact that, look, bitch, you running game. See, the internet, let's talk about the internet a little bit. The internet has ruined bitches. It has put female nature on display for a while. See, men at one point were only interested in women because we were interested in the mystery behind them. See, women get interested, see, humans in general, we're interested in the mystery behind a look. You understand what I'm saying? How deep does that look go? Because both sexes are obsessed with looks for different reasons. So the mystery behind those, whatever, man. Anywho, female nature is on display. And everything that was a mystery back in the day is on steroids now. So you have to realize that, you know what I'm saying? Niggas are waking up one by one to this red pill content. I'm spitting red pill content. Actually, I'm black pilled. I'm black pilled than a motherfucker. If you listen to me, this is the Black Pill Podcast. You dig? But I talk about red pill concepts. And the thing is that, you know, they feed into the internet so bad because, see, it's a difference if you were around when this happened and when you were around when it didn't happen. When cell phones came out, let's just talk about the cell phone. You had cell phone and computer. There were two separate things. Once the cell phone started getting internet and social media, women started getting on computers. Not computers, but I mean, bitches had computers, but they started getting on the internet more because there was one point where broads were like, we don't like the internet. We don't do this because like niggas were nerds and shit back in the day, like back in those early days and stuff. My bad, I'm playing with my cat. Niggas were nerds and shit. My bad, I was playing with my cat. Come here. Hold on. Yeah, niggas were nerds and shit. And niggas will fucking, you know what I'm saying, be on the computer. Like, niggas would be called like the little computer guy, the computer guys, you know what I'm saying? They would be called geeks. If you fucked with the computer in any form or fashion or played games on the computer, you were called a geek. Back in those days, you understand what I'm saying? You were a computer nerd. Then they start getting on the internet. They start getting on Messenger. When the internet came and like pictures and shit start, oh my god, when that shit was on the phone, cause see, the internet is vast. We only really use a certain percentage of the internet. Like, motherfuckers that use the internet, we only use like this certain percentage of the internet. When the internet is basically this whole, you understand what I'm saying? We only use a certain percentage of the internet. So social media and things like that, women start taking that shit over because by nature they're social creatures. And it was a time where they're like, oh, I don't want you to talk to me on the internet. I want you to talk to me in person and be in person and in person. A real man talks to me in person. See the shaming tactics start to change. Now these bitches are on the internet. And they've been on the internet for a good 10 years now. I'll say that. They've been on the internet for a good 10 years now, talking shit, taking all these pictures and things like that. You've had a good decade. If you don't believe me, just really think back to your childhood to where you are right now. You've had a great decade of listening to these hoes on the fucking internet, watching them twerk and all this other stuff. If you could fast forward back 5 years, bitches were still shaking ass on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? So the internet, and we're gonna talk about a little bit deeper on how that shit is, but you know, you get to see them be fake. Like now, bitches prefer meeting motherfuckers off the internet. Motherfuckers are meeting bitches off the internet. Things are happening. You probably met your significant other off the internet. So we got that game for y'all. We got a whole bunch of game to chop up. But what I'm saying is that, you know, the Me Too movement and all these movements without the internet, none of that shit would, off a man's platform, none of that shit would happen. These bitches wouldn't click up like that. These bitches wouldn't be that delusional. So they're using this shit to sway the mind of these hoes, man. Lifetime never give a motherfucker about black people. And then, because black women always watch Lifetime. But what really won black women over is when they started doing those music biopics. They did the Aaliyah story. They did Straight Outta Compton. They did a Toni Braxton story. They started doing these stories and they were great. They were great fucking biopics. But now, you know, Me Too, after they done hijacked the shit from Tarana Burke, which she created the Me Too movement to go after regular 9-to-5 everyday working niggas. But it didn't make sense because why would you make, I mean, yeah, you can make complaints about them niggas and yeah, but all you be doing is really just getting them niggas locked up because them niggas really don't got no money like that. So if they don't got no money like that and you just getting them locked up, my nigga, there really ain't no, it's a great idea, but there's no pizzazz. You understand what I'm saying? There's no pizzazz behind the shit. So what do? The white woman finds out about it. Oh, we can get famous niggas. Niggas that do got money. Niggas that are portraying one image, but they're probably, there's a dark side. There's like a whole nother side. You understand what I'm saying? Black women sold it out and started to let them throw the brothers under the bus as a trade, you know, as a okay, well, let's see how it works on this guy. Let's see how it works on this guy. We're gonna do a shotgun thing. Let's see how it works. And when people start coming out, we're gonna get behind them and pretend like we're for you. White women has been running the same potato in the tailpipe trick on black women, and these hoes are so dumb they fall for it each and every single fucking time, son. And they want black men to fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Support me. Support us. Support what? If you go look at your history, you'll see many times the sisters have thrown niggas under the bus for their own gain. And it's despicable. It's despicable. So what I'm telling you is that, you know what I'm saying? I watch white feminist rhetoric because anything that your sisters is gonna try to run on you is a byproduct or a project for white feminism. Me Too movement has been taken over and become a project of white feminism. All them checks and shit that's being dispersed now for these victims and people hope that her ass be fucking fucking caught up with whatever smokescreen they're gonna put in front of her, and she's not gonna get paid until it's too late. And then I think how they're gonna hijack the Me Too movement is just gonna just show, look, you bitches are just too wild for us. See, a lot of the joke's on black women, because a lot of those feminist bitches, whether it's a beta male provider, like Cynthia G says, or some weird ass nigga, a lot of those feminist bitches, they go out and fuck men and we're not taking it and liberated and all this other shit. Yeah. And then they go home to their husbands. Whereas your dumb ass, you ain't going home to no husband. You go home to, if you do go home to somebody, you go home to Dirty Dick Rodney, because you think you are this strong, independent black woman that could control her man. And you cannot. You can't control your man. Not no nigga in no childlike situation. And the thing is, innately, you so dumb within the femininity within yourself that you lack. You don't even know that you don't want to control your man. But you want to control the man because you want to be selfish and control the dynamic of the relationship, and you don't want nobody to tell you what to do, because at some point, if a real nigga come into the picture, he not going to want you, and innately you know this because you going to have to upgrade yourself to fuck with him. And if you weren't no real bitch to begin with, the little bullshit that you talking about, he ain't about to be impressed by that shit. Let's keep it 100. Let's get to this game. Oh, nigga, ain't look, only one chief can be in the house. Somebody gotta be the Indians, baby. And if you too busy thinking you a chief and being chief and thinking, oh, it can work both ways, got some bad news for you. Got some bad motherfucking news for you. You dig? So, you know what? We're gonna get into this game. I'm about to get the fuck out of here. But I'm gonna do a show on this tonight. I watch black feminism because it's an offshoot of white feminism. They're gonna come to you with this bullshit. And what's going on in the game right now is that a lot of black men created MGTOW. MGTOW is an acronym for men going their own way, or men getting tired of women. But black men created MGTOW, and like the feminist movement, white men did come into the picture. This was around the time where, like I was telling you, where the computers were getting big and social media started to exist. These dating platforms, because they're all, this ain't even really the internet. You do know that, right? These are all dating platforms, like Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all these different platforms. They run off the internet, but they're not the internet. They're actually dating platforms, and you can find your bitches on every single one of them. Real talk. These same bitches that was talking all of that shit. Oh, you an internet nigga, or you computer nigga, or whatever. I ain't no internet nigga, I ain't no computer nigga, I just know some shit. And grew up with the shit and just learned how to, you dig? So I've seen it. I've seen it all. I've had it all. I've dated it all. So I'm trying to tell y'all niggas the real deal Holyfield. So what I'm telling you is that, you know, they only use a certain percentage of the internet. And when you use these platforms, you get to see their nature. You know, there's no mystery behind the girl. Her asshole's all up in the camera. It's like, damn, you know, your picture pretty, but damn, you like, why you okay? And some niggas like, man, look at the ass, man. You know what I'm saying? But after a while, it's like, all right, yeah. What else though? Food diggers, all kinds of shit. Niggas, dumb simp trick niggas paying for fucking videos and shit. Bitches talking about some, I'm a model and book me. Bitch, book you for what? Book you for what? The fuck am I booking you for? So, I don't know, man. This shit get on my nerves. And then now they running this false narrative of that, oh, black men are rapey and all this other shit. Black women supported R. Kelly. Black woman is the reason why R. Kelly's where he's at now. It was a point where niggas was like, yo, are you serious? And she like, leave me alone. Let me do me. I know what I'm doing. I know what's going on. Leave me alone. I know what, you know what I'm saying? Every single one of the little bitches over there said that shit. It's not what you think it is. I do me and all that. Same thing with Nature Boy. We got a Nature Boy show coming on tonight too. So look, man. None of that shit over there is pimping. Because ain't none of them... R. Kelly is not checking them bitches for they trap. If that was the case, this nigga wouldn't be going broke. R. Kelly is not checking these little bitches and saying, yo, you know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me type shit. R. Kelly ain't checking these little bitches for they trap. Hold on, I'm about to lay down and give y'all this game real quick. R. Kelly is not checking none of them little bitches for they trap. You dig what I'm saying? R. Kelly is not selling pussy. R. Kelly is a glorified cuck ass trick. You dig? That's what R. Kelly is. And, the Me Too movement, I watched them very diligently because I'm going to see the trick bag that they have black women in. And you see black women are falling in line, hook, line, and sinker, throwing all of these brothers under the bus that they've supported. Brothers that's helped them out. Bill Cosby, the fucking paid for bitches scholarship, their whole education, and things like that. It don't matter sometimes. You understand what I'm saying? There's more to the story than what motherfuckers are telling you. And the thing is white feminism is about to go under. There's an economic collapse that's coming up. And with white feminism, they're gonna recognize MGTOW faster. See, now, the reason why I said MGTOW is gonna be more dominant in the black community is because, like I said, those white feminists in a lot of cases talk all of this shit and then they go home to their white man and be chilling. Whereas you black woman, you go home to be single, bitter, dumb, stupid, kids, just all kinds of debauchery that you've gotten yourself into. You got sold a dub, you dig? And you know you got sold a dub, but you trying to make shit shine because you think that you confident enough to do it or pull it off or whatever. And the thing about it is, hold on, let me grab my camera. This is probably an ugly ass angle. Hold on, let me check. I need to clean my house, y'all. My bad. So the thing about it is, you got sold a dub, and you're trying to make your nigga buy that shit. I've seen like Derek Jackson and stuff, like these simps that I've had like segments on the show about. I've actually seen these women cancel them out. Like the simps are even getting canceled out. These simps are inhaling red pill content. Big facts. Shout out to Big Facts Podcast. Go subscribe to Big Facts Podcast. But these simps, even they are getting cashed out by these women. Sad, man. Another thing too is I watch white feminism. Because what they're doing to our sisters is they're making them look stupid. At the end of this whole R. Kelly thing, there's a guilty black woman. Point blank. There's a bunch of guilty black women in this R. Kelly situation. Let's just get that straight. Between the mothers, the daughters, R. Kelly's sister, Aaliyah's mom. There's a bunch of them. You dig? So, I don't know. I think I talked about everything. Oh, white feminism. What's going on is they're getting ready to go underground a little bit because they're losing jobs and business opportunities and things like that. They understand that the internet has they have to kind of rebrand themselves. So they're using the sisters as a woman's thing, not a white woman's thing. They always try to put it together because they have to now blend in. And what's happening is a lot of men are waking up to women's bullshit and a collapse is coming. And MGTOW is gonna be big. Now white MGTOW, they got alt-right versions of MGTOW, but white MGTOW is all about manhood. It's just all about being manhood. Men should gravitate to MGTOW and learn how to chew out to eat the meat and spit out the bones of white MGTOW when it pertains to manhood and maintaining your manhood. They're just all about manhood in general. It's not really about race or nothing like that. What's actually mixed into it is players, incels, niggas that just don't understand, blue pill niggas that's turning red pill, black pill niggas, all kinds of... MGTOW is just a mixture of all that shit. I'm gonna take a nap and then go out. This game, baby. So what happens is, you know what I'm saying, white women are seeing this and they're gonna actually have women. It's gonna take y'all years to really understand what MGTOW is. MGTOW is not a movement, it's an ideology. It's like feminism, but it's more rapid and it's men getting on code. See, men have sat back. See, it's up to men. Even if men are taking damage from bitches, they sit back and watch and observe and then come up with an answer, whether they're a simp, whether they're whatever. That's how we know, because it's all logical. Logically, after a while, when you just start looking at these behaviors, a piece of you got to be like, all right, now I got to say something, now I got to do something, because it's all this emotional shit to a degree where it's like, it's not even that serious, bitch. What are you doing? Look at you. You understand what I'm saying? So men are getting on code one by one, inhaling red pills at an alarming rate that I didn't see coming, but I did see coming. It has shows on it. And white women are smart enough to change their attitude and behavior to at least give off the illusion that they fucking with you. But they're not. They got their own agenda, which niggas that's been around this information knows. You know, so a lot of black men are becoming MGTOW, Idmore, all kind of shit. Shout outs to BGS. Alright, man, look. I'm out. White women are smart enough to change, and women of other races are smart enough to see this and pretend like they're accommodating MGTOW, but they're not. We're going to break down game on that. They're doing what's called damage control. And black women they're just making a commitment to stay the same, if not get worse. They're just imploding. It's going to get to a point where you got to either put up or shut up. And a lot of them are going to shut the fuck up and go along. They're going to be cornered. And with this economic collapse, like I told y'all, prostitution has 1,000 faces. You gonna see a lot of bitches out here selling pussy. Pussy. Listen, email me at playertalk8@gmail.com.